Hello. In this video, I'm going to read a poem I wrote called The Bridge. The wind blew, blustery and bright, off of my left, easterly in direction, as I stepped onto the rickety old bridge. A knot in one of the precariously positioned planks caught a misplaced toe. Stumbling steps, arms whirling in a bid to regain balance before I fell through the suddenly seen gap in the handrails to my right into the gaping chasm below. Then the gale-forced winds shifted, streaming now from the right. Backpedaling a step or two, my catty-wampus equilibrium corrected itself, and off-the-rails disaster postponed for now. I glanced back behind me. "Alrighty then," I said. Not all of my forward momentum had been stymied. Again, I proceeded on the journey across the bridge. I reached out with both hands, right and left and right, looking out for pitfalls, grasped onto the railing, and stumbled on. This poem is getting published in a journal called Westward Quarterly. Westward Quarterly, not Word, W-O-R-D, but Westward, W-A-R-D. I submitted it to them a couple weeks ago, and a couple weeks went by, and they said, "We'll publish this one." And I was like, yay. So yes, this one is getting published. What is it about? Well, I wrote this a couple months ago, so it's one of my more recent ones. And after I wrote it, I sent it to my friend Michelle Stoll and asked her what she thought it was about, and she was like, divine intervention. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, it could be about that. I could definitely see elements of that in it, and then I was looking at it, and there's also a lot about persevering in life's again, persevering through all the hardships of life, cliche, stuff like that. Content warning, this is about politics, so if you don't like hearing about politics, I'll see you later, because that's what I had in mind when I wrote this. Okay. Everybody in my generation knows the movie Karate Kid. We watched it hundreds of times when I was a teenager. Yes, I could probably quote dialogue if I thought about it enough. But one of the parts in the movie where right before Daniel starts training, when Miyagi sits him down and tells him, if you walk right side of the road, safe. Left side of the road, safe. Walk middle, soon go squish like grit. Well, I kind of extrapolated from that and used the metaphor of a bridge for politics. I'm a middle of the road type person. I just like to get along. Everybody get along. Why can't we all just get along? But politics is like a bridge. You walk down the center of the bridge, you're going to be safe. You got your railing on both sides, even if it's rickety. You'll be able to make it. We see that image, in movies all the time. But if you try to walk on the railing on either side, doesn't matter, and a wind comes by, the likelihood that you're going to fall off to disaster into the chasm below is high. Political extremism causes disasters. And I'm not talking just on one side of the aisle. Both. You got You got the wing nuts on the left who are cancel culture, defund police, all that bullshit. Then you got the wing nuts on the right, the MAGA Republicans, the neo-fascists, culture warriors, who who are crusading against woke. Uh, you know, I'm a nerd. I find it in Star Wars, especially the woke shit. Who cares about woke shit as long as there's good stories, you know? And it the sequel trilogy was crap because it was a crap story. Anyways, I don't want to get into nerd politics in here. I'm getting into real world politics. Yeah, kind of funny, huh? So yeah, that's the basic gist of it. To unpack it a little bit, to get into it, where I talk about the wind blowing, blustery and bright, easterly in direction. Okay, that's heading from the left, so to speak. Wind goes from, it's not the direction it's from, it's the direction it's going to. So you got shit's going to the left, going way too extreme. And then you got precariously positioned planks. Okay, in a political, when the conventions come around, the platforms, the different ideological platforms that the various political parties will put out, they're called planks. Each little issue, each little declaration is called a plank in the platform. Duh. And like anti-abortion platforms, I think they're crap. I believe a woman should have 100% control over what happens to her body. Then you've got, say on the left, gun bans. I am a gun owner. I firmly believe in my Second Amendment right to own guns responsibly. They're used for responsible things. Defending yourself, your family, and feeding your family. They're tools. So you got these different planks that can cause trouble. And, people get butthurt about stuff like that. And that causes a lot of people to get their, to come up and to get their back up, to do a call to arms, just over stupid stuff. Who cares if someone wants to call themselves they, but you got to forgive me if you look like a woman but you want to be called a dude. You called a dude. You got to forgive me for slipping up every once in a while and not be offended. I've had that happen. So you got these gale-forced winds coming from either side, and if you walk the middle way, Buddhist, I subscribe to some Buddhist philosophies. If you walk the middle way, you're guaranteed at least not to go totally off the rails and maybe catch yourself, because progress for progress' sake is not a good thing. Progress has to be taken with caution, patience, humility. So, imagine taking 5 steps forward, and then you get knocked back 3. At least you've taken 2 steps forward. That's progress. So you just got to keep going. And the key to it is both the right and the left, and the left and the right. That's basically the key line in this poem. The right and the left and the left and the right working together, reaching out for those handrails, looking for pitfalls, and hopefully not leading us into disaster. So yeah, that's my little political rant. I'm a middle of the road type guy. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you got something out of this. Yes, this poem has gotten published. I'm very proud of this for a lot of reasons. And hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.